Your mindset is the key to a lot of problems in your life. When it comes to the problems in your life, your mindset is the key to solving those problems. Even right now, if you broke or you don't have money, your mindset is the key. You need your mindset has to be focused on the positive things about money. Your mindset needs to have a great understanding of how money works, how to get rich, and how to stay rich, in fact, right? And so, how do you transform your mindset in that way? Well, you listen to millionaires, you listen to billionaires, and you do what they do. Simple, right? You create value, and based on that value, someone will pay you for the value, right, that you've created for them, right? And right, someone will pay you for the value that you've created for them, right? And then there you have it. You've got cash in your hand, you've got money in your bank account, right? It's really simple. It's simple, but it's not easy to do. It's simple, but it's not easy to do. It's a mindset that needs to be adapted, that needs to be kept, right? It's sort of like, in a way, not 100% in this way, but in a way, sort of like discipline, right? Like, you gym Monday, you gym Tuesday, Wednesday, you don't feel like it, but you still go to the gym, even though you don't feel like it, right? So the mind, you need to be aware of the mind. You need to keep the mind focused. You need to keep the mind in check. You need to keep the mind in check, and you need to keep the mind focused on what you do. You need to keep the mind focused on creating value. You need to keep the mind focused on creating value for other people so that those people can pay you for that value, right? You need to believe that you can make $100,000 in 1 hour. You need to believe that you can make $100,000 in 1 hour. Yes, you don't know how to do that yet, but you can learn how to do that, right? You can learn how to do that. There's many ways to do that, right? You can do that in your sleep. You can do that with your eyes closed. There's many ways to do it, but not everyone not everyone has been successful in doing it. But there are people who have been successful doing it. There are people who have been successful at making $100,000 in 1 hour. Some do it through trading. They made 100,000. They bought at the right time, and after 59 seconds, they got $100,000. Some do it through consulting, consulting their clients, where they say, I don't really want to, where they set up a deal where they like, look, they like to their client, they talk to their client like, I don't really want to consult, I'm lazy, but I can consult you and I can help you, right? So because I'm lazy to consult you and I don't really want to do it, I'm gonna charge $100,000 for it. Right? And that's the reason why they charge $100,000 an hour for consulting. But guess what? If that is a coach who has a huge following, who has a following of about it doesn't even have to be a large following. If they have a following of about 10,000, 20,000, and again, the 10,000, 20,000 people need to be the right people. It needs to be, right? It needs to be 10,000 people who have that sort of money, right? It can't just be 10,000 regular people, no. It needs to be 10,000 people that can probably reach that money. If they were to save for 2 months, they could probably get 100,000, right? They could probably, right, save 100,000, right? And so if you have those type of people in your community, in the community that you've created, in the fan base that you've created, now you're able to charge, right, that much and get $100,000 in an hour. So basically what I'm saying is that there's many ways to do it, right? But not a lot of people have done it, right? And not a lot of people have figured out, have focused hard enough to say, how can I make $100,000 in an hour, right? But so yeah, but the level of value you bring will decide whether you become wealthy or not. The level of value you bring will decide whether you will become wealthy or not, right? So if the value you bring is like you show a person how to create a engine, you show people like, this is how you create an engine for a motor vehicle, you'll be making good money, right? Or you show like you create an electric vehicle, right, that is self-driving. That is a huge amount of value that you've created, right? And so you make billions off of just selling that, right? So the level of value that you bring to the table will decide how much money you make, right? If you are Mo Salah playing for Liverpool and you score 30 goals a season, like that is a high level of value. Like no one else is gonna get you 30 goals a season. So his value is extremely high. That's why he gets paid a lot, right? Because the value that he brings is very few players that bring that value in his position or in football in general, right? So the level of value you bring will decide the level of wealth you attain, basically, right? Um, I once saw like this other podcast as well. I was watching this. Well, I wasn't watching the podcast. I was watching this short of DJ Spoo. DJ Spoo was speaking to Bontle Modisele, right? And he was saying, and Bontle was saying like, uh, she was basically saying, she was at a brunch. I think it was a Rock Nation brunch. I don't know. I think it was a Rock Nation brunch. And she met Miguel there. And Miguel was like, "Hey, Buntley," but Miguel obviously couldn't pronounce her name, right? So she kind of like fixed him and corrected him and stuff right then. And then she went on to say like the difference between she was saying the difference between intelligent people and she was saying there's a difference between intelligent people, right, and the people who do. She was saying intelligent people overanalyze things, they overthink things, and because they overanalyze things, they overthink things, they don't get things done. The people that they just do things, and they learn by doing things, and they repeatedly fail, but when they fail forward. Each time they fail, like they fail forward, they fail and learn. They learn from those failures. They keep failing and learn from those failures, and then right, they get it right eventually. So she was like, you need to constantly do to become. You don't constantly think. You waste time like that. That's what she said. She said, you need to constantly do. You need to constantly do to become. Don't constantly think. You waste time by doing something like that, right? You need to constantly do to become. Don't waste time thinking. You waste time like that, right? And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like constantly doing something, even if you don't have experience in those certain fields, but when you constantly do it, you constantly practice it, you constantly focus on it, you will learn and you will get it right eventually, right? And you will achieve from that, right? When you don't feel like doing something is when you need to do it, and that's one of the main, that is discipline. Essentially, that is one of the main components of discipline. The main component, yeah, that is the main component of discipline, is basically doing something even when you feel like you don't do it, right? Writing down those notes even when you feel like you don't feel like writing down those notes, right? And that applies to everything. Like that applies to even reading books, like even the passion that you do, right? And that also applies to wealth generation at some point, right? You need to do something, but like you don't feel like doing it, but you have to do it. You need to do it, not just for your own sake, but for your family's sake, right? Be thorough in everything you do. Do it with all your might. When you start something, you gotta finish it. Don't give up. When you start something, you gotta finish it. Don't give up. And I just wanna finish with this. Like success and wealth is all about your mindset, basically. That's it. Success and wealth is all about your mindset. If you can change this, it will happen. If you can change this, it will happen. Just give it time and it will happen. Just change this and it will happen. And you will be stepping into it, right? So yeah.